Good morning. It's Elizabeth, Countess of Low Carb. I am going live. I am near my church. I'm going to go to a church event this morning, but wanted to buzz in and talk about keto, weight loss plateaus, LCHF, and why am I not losing weight on keto? We're going to answer all of those questions coming up next. Hey guys, it's Elizabeth, Countess of Low Carb. I have lost over 60 pounds through keto and intermittent fasting, and today I wanted to dive in on keto weight loss plateaus. I have a whole series of these you can check out in the description link below. I will put them in a whole playlist together. Good morning of different techniques. If you have had a weight loss stall or you have had a weight loss plateau on keto and you can't figure out why am I not losing any weight. But first, if you like this video, make sure you give a big old thumbs up, make sure you click subscribe, and ignore the cars that are passing me because I wanted to buzz on today and before I went into church to talk about this. So the topic that we're going to encompass is about portions on keto. Some people have the misnomer on keto that, oh, I can eat whatever I want and the volume that I want, which is true. You totally can eat. Like, the keto is so freeing. Like, it's within boundaries is so freeing, but there's 5 portions that I see with most people when I do encouragement calls that can make people actually gain weight in keto. And yes, you can gain weight on keto. I'm proof in the pudding, myself included in that. So I have 5 portions that I want to cue for you to look at your own eating and see if maybe they could be something that will help you bust through a weight loss stall. If you're having a weight loss stall, you're having a weight loss plateau, here's how I would suggest to look at it. First thing I would look at that I see most people eat too much of is cheese. Who cut the cheese? Cheese, too much cheese. It is recommended, and I usually cite my source, but I've been saying this for over a year and a half that I don't remember who the source is. But the source is it's 3 ounces in a day because it will the whole thing, let me first preface, this whole thing is about insulin management. It's not about calories in. That's a misnomer. That's 1990s information. My source on that is Dr. Fung, has amazing videos, and the complete guide to fasting really dives in talking about insulin management, keeping it as flatlined as possible. But cheese, usually people overindulge in. They may have 4 ounces, 5 ounces, 6 ounces. Y'all, that converts to it can make a huge weight loss stall. And I'm not going to pretend like I know the whole science and tell you about that. That's not my background. You can go check out Dr. Barry's or Nurse Cindy's on those. But for my personal, having lost 60 pounds is when I have too much cheese, more than 3 ounces in a day. For me, that can trigger a weight loss stall, and I'll have weight loss plateaus with it. The second thing to look at is nuts. Y'all, I love me some nuts. I like big nuts and I cannot lie. I love nuts. I love macadamia nuts. I love pecan nuts. I love walnuts. Like, there's so many good keto nuts that we can have. Almonds. I have a great salt and vinegar almond video if you want to check that out, of how to make your own salt and vinegar almonds. But y'all, 1/4 a cup is the portion size on that because it's too much. And usually people use nuts as a keto binge tool, that they will have a half a cup, 3/4 of a cup, a huge handful of nuts. And that can be too much. It can be too much, right? So being cognizant of having 1/4 a cup, and how I do that is literally when I get my nuts home, I literally put them, I have my son, it's part of his chores, because hashtag raising a CEO. His chores are to he's 3. He can scoop them out and put them in plastic bags, and he'll put them in the pantry. So that way there's no discrepancy of how much is a handful. Did I have more? Did I have less? I probably had less, so I can have more. Like, that's my good old technique of going back into the tub to have more. And that creates a weight loss stall and a weight loss plateau, right? And on keto, we can have weight loss plateaus. So why you may not be losing weight on keto, one of them might be having too many nuts, right? And rotating. Maybe you have pecans every day. Maybe you want to switch it up and try some macadamia nuts. Yes, they're expensive, but oh, marron, they're so freaking good. I haven't had them in I stopped because for me, I really can go back for second helpings. So I have to be super monitor not to overeat with them. So I just ordered them. I had not ordered them in like 2 months. So I have an order coming. And so I will make sure in one of my what I eat in a day keto videos that I talk about my portion size on that too. Tip number 3. So we've said first is cheese. Second is nuts. Number 3 is bacon. And some people are going to gasp at that. Bacon. Yes, bacon, right? For me, and I'm going to go back to what's worked well for me. I have the proof is in the pudding. Over 60 pounds lost in keto and intermittent fasting is bacon. I will overindulge. It's another one that I can binge on bacon, which sounds kind of crazy, but that's just the truth of where I'm coming from of losing weight, is that bacon for me can be a trigger to eat a whole pack of it, right? And if I'm having OMAD, 1 meal a day, or if I'm doing intermittent fasting and having a really, really 4 hours of eating, to me, the macros add up and make sense. But if I'm having just a keto day of where I'm having, say, a breakfast, a lunch, and dinner, but I usually don't have breakfast anymore because of the insulin spike. I usually just have lunch and usually have dinner. But if I'm having 3 meals in the day and having bacon, for me, it's way too much. And I'm almost 6 feet tall. It's too much protein. It's a great source of fat, but for me, it also sets me off to the races of old eating habits of eating and eating and eating and eating. And through intermittent fasting, I've learned I don't need to eat that much. I don't need to eat as much as I think I need to eat. That's been one of the beautiful blessings of intermittent fasting with keto, is that I don't need to eat as much of it, right? And Maria just said bacon, no self-control with bacon. I'm the same way. Like, I really have to have, like, my husband, I can cook it, but I have to be diligent, and I verbally say to my husband, I'm going to cut this in half and have the other portion, or else I will have too much bacon. So maybe bacon's one of yours. So first one is cheese, second is nuts, third is bacon. Number four for me is heavy cream. Heavy cream, and I've talked about this before. I love heavy cream. It's a great source of fat, but literally I can have like a half a cup of heavy cream. It can be too much in a given day. Like this morning, for example, my sweet husband and little boy made me my decaf coffee. They put cinnamon in it. It's my new favorite thing, cinnamon with a tablespoon of coconut oil, and put a little splash, but I had them put the little splash. I said no more than a teaspoon, like literally like an eye drop of it, because I can have like up to a half a cup. Now, y'all know heavy cream says 0 on the nutrition label, but it can be, nutrition labels can put 0.9 and still make it 0. They round down as opposed to rounding up. So I would encourage you to round up and make it one net carb per serving, and help you monitor in that sense. So y'all, if you're liking this video, give it a big old click like, make sure you're clipping subscribe. But for me, heavy cream can be one that also I whip heavy cream. Like if my family's having ice cream, that for me is a substitute. I feel like it's worth the trade-off. But when I have heavy cream, yes, Cupcake Girl says heavy cream is her weakness, or his weakness. Heavy cream is my weakness as well. I really can have way too much of it, and I can just scoop. And having a half a cup, it's an insulin spiker because there's sugar in it, and it may say 0 sugar, but there's still 0.9. Remember, like if there's 0.9 in it, it can still have sugar in it, which will spike our insulin, which will help us gain weight, right? And this whole thing is about like busting past our weight plateaus and our keto weight loss stalls. By doing that is looking and monitoring the heavy cream. If you're having heavy cream, then the solution to that is also using tools like measuring like tablespoons and things like that. I found at Starbucks they put way too much heavy cream in. I would say, oh, heavy cream, and then I got to saying a splash of heavy cream, and it was still way too much. So now I literally say a teaspoon, and it turns out to be a tablespoon. I've done the math on it. I've since stopped going to Starbucks as much as I used to. Y'all know I used to go every day. We have lofty financial goals with our foster mentee, which we're going to go see November 2nd. So if you are in the Nashville area in Tennessee, I would like to do a meetup. So put in the comments below, and then our Virginia people will be having a meetup in mid-November in Virginia, in Northern Virginia, if you'd like to come. But so we talked about, what did we talk about? Cheese, nuts, bacon, heavy cream, and I had a fifth one, and I thought I had a fifth one, but I don't see on my little paper here. Look, my notes is my little boy's paperwork from school. I don't have a fifth one, but so those were the top 4 ones for me that are really, really troublesome. That portion size of, yes, we can have as much as we want, but within our macros. And if you're finding that you're having a weight loss stall, I would encourage you to go to countessoflowcarb.com. I have a little search tool on my website. Type in macros. It will help you calculate your macros. And then you can see your portion sizes of what makes sense. Yes, that was the other one, and I can't pull up the comments. It just disappeared. But we'll make number 5 sugar-free products. I've done other videos on my series of weight loss stalls and keto weight loss plateaus. Check out the one that I specifically did on sugar-free products. That for me, oh, it just popped up. Sugar-free stuff stalls my weight loss. So we'll make number 5 sugar-free products of having too much. Like even right now, so my breath stinks. I gotta go into church here in a minute. I'm gonna have a sugar-free mint, but that is gonna spike my insulin and break my intermittent fasting. Wah, wah, wah. But I feel like I don't have stinky breath. And I don't have, other people have recommended, you can have with Young Living, I guess, the essential oils. You can taste it and put some mint on your tongue. I've been meaning to do that. I haven't done it yet. But so having sugar-free products like sugar-free mints, before knowing about sugar-free products, I would literally have like 10 sugar-free mints in a day, y'all. Like, no wonder I was weight loss stalling. No wonder I was having all these weight loss plateaus. It's because I was ingesting way too many sugar-free products. But since we've talked about that on another, I didn't want to make, so we'll make that number 5, but it's like a bonus number 5. I think that's it for this part of our series of weight loss plateaus. Having done this for a year and a half, y'all, I have hit every weight loss plateaus upside and down ways. Yes, sugar-free gum too, my friend. Sugar-free gum, Terry, that's a great question. Sugar-free gum still encompasses an insulin spike, and so that will break your intermittent fasting. And it also will spike your insulin too. And so again, we go back to not the premise, but it's scientific fact from Dr. Fong that insulin spikes make us gain weight. That's weight loss is through maintaining a flatline level of insulin. So if you're curious more about that, I've done Keto Mojo videos about how to monitor that. I have a free printable on that. Because for me, knowing about the insulin, like I just had no idea. I thought it was calories in, calories out, and that's such a misnomer. So will apple cider vinegar break it? No. Per Dr. Fung, apple cider vinegar will not break a fast. So keep on rocking with the apple cider vinegar. That does not break a fast. That's a good one. Things that, yeah. Weight loss dolls, I need this reminder. Yes, Nancy. And so whenever I do these, I have a once a week series. This is just like my lives that I do are on weight loss plateaus. So if you want to go see my other ones in this series, just go to Countess of Low Carb on YouTube and then type in weight loss doll or weight loss plateau. And then you can see my other ones I have, and I'll link them in a playlist together too. And you can check out, and I'll put that in the description link below. But after church, I'll make it after church. But make sure you click on and share this video. Can you share it on your social media too if you like this video, if you're digging it? I'm going to go into church now. I'm going to remind myself later today when my macadamia nuts come in that I'm only having a fourth of a cup. Oh, yes. Mitzi said string cheese is your weakness. Yeah. So that's going along the cheese line of any kind, string cheese, those, what are they called? Baby bells and the little wrappers. I'll be like, I'll have one. And then I have like four. And I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I having four? Or deli. I got last weekend. This is truth. This is true. This is just truth. I got last weekend and went to the deli and got sliced cheese from the deli. And I hadn't done that in a while. And it was so good. Literally, y'all, I ate a fourth of a pound of cheese. It was way too much. No, it wasn't a fourth of a pound. It was more than that because that's 4 ounces. It was an ungodly portion. It was way too much. And I was like, no wonder my tummy hurts, and no wonder I'm having a weight loss stall. So that's my our green beans carby. Yes. And Mano, I have a whole video. I would encourage you on keto vegetables. I will and in that video I break down how many net carbs are and how many carbs are in vegetables. But green beans are a carbier vegetable. A better one would be like spinach, radishes, what are some of my other go-to, blanking, zucchini. I have a whole video on it, but go check it out, Manual, on keto vegetables on the Countess of Low Carb YouTube. Definitely, I talk about that. For sure. I've cut back on all these items the last 2 weeks, and I'm literally down 6 pounds. Congratulations, Cupcake Girl. Yes, I do speak the truth. It's personal experience. This is not theory. This is literally a year and a half of and which, by the way, I've never done a diet for more than I was on Weight Watchers for 2 decades. I've tried to do the math on how much money I could have saved myself of not paying those dues to Weight Watchers, but literally 2 decades of paying dues and doing Weight Watchers for 2 weeks and then falling off and binge eating for 6 weeks, or doing it for 10 days and then binge eating for 5 months and then coming, it was insane. And this is the only thing that I've continuously done for a year and a half. I may not be strict every single day. I am not perfect by any means, but for sure, it's progress, progress, not perfection. And it's gotten way better. So you totally aren't alone. I'm so grateful for our community. Please share this video. Please click like. I'm going to go to church. I'm wishing you guys a super powerful day, and go check out our other series of weight loss plateaus and keto weight loss stalls. Love y'all. Have a great day. Bye.